According to the Department of Labor, unemployment rates jumped to a 26-year high. Those are very concerning numbers, but even more for those students who will soon graduate and face the job market.
Well, I graduate in 2 years, so I'm definitely planning on saving now, although it's a little hard. And actually went away with the school, study abroad and stuff, and I took a loan out of school. And then now I'm just thinking oh, how am I going to pay that off? And I don't know how bad things are going to get, because I know I have a feeling that everything, with the economy is going to get a little bit worse before it gets all the way better.
Although the crisis might not give students an immediate understanding of some of the realities faced by older adults, they do notice things are different and are learning from these lessons on economics.
At the moment, because as a college student, I'm not out in the job market, so I personally haven't felt the pinch of the economy. But even the food carts are starting to raise their prices. You just find yourself spending a lot more money just on necessities of life, whether it be toothpaste or a toothbrush, shampoo. Those are things you really can't cut back on. So you end up finding yourself, oh, all right, the money that I've saved on not going out last weekend, I'm spending it on just grocery shopping today.
Josh Bivens, first, students, because they're an interesting group to look at. We always encourage people to invest more in themselves, in their preparation for the world of work, for job training. Do bad times discourage people from continuing to invest in themselves because they think, well, maybe I'm not going to get a payoff from going to another year of school? Look, even people with more education than me are out of work.
I think it probably does, and I think that's a real shame. I would say currently the unemployment rate for college graduates is 4.4%, which sounds mild compared to the overall economy-wide average, but it's the highest it's been since 1979, which is pretty much since we have clean data on this issue. So there's some, it is hard out there even for people who do manage to get that 4-year college degree. And I would also say that there's very good research that shows people who are unlucky enough to finish college and go into a job market that is in a bad recession like we have right now, they suffer lifetime earnings losses. That first job you get out of college, maybe you're only going to be there a couple years, but it sort of sets the career ladder, and if the jobs aren't there when you're leaving, that can leave kind of a permanent scar. So it still pays off to get a college degree for sure, but there is some real rationality to the fear that this is going to be a very bad time for me, even if I do manage to hang on and get that 4-year college degree.
It's almost counterintuitive, isn't it, Nicola, to counsel a family where money is very tight to take what little money there is, or even borrow and go further into debt and say, yes, absolutely, send that kid to college.
Well, I think the important thing there is not necessarily that means we should have no education, but make sure that you try to have as many educational choices as possible. Don't always apply to the most expensive schools, get a wide range, do the best you can in school to try to get academic scholarships and that sort of thing, because universities are trying to help students out because of what they're suffering. So, I think it's important that, as is pointed out, the college students are in a bad situation right now, that they don't completely recoil from the ideas of getting higher education and trying to enter the job market.